Okay, so we got UFC Perth going down. There's a lot being made in the media right now about a lack of ticket sales and whatnot. But I think what's unfair about that is, Perth was this booming mining town for years, right? Like China was booming. There's a lot of resources in Perth that they can export to China, and things were cruising along. In fact, my brother's brother-in-law, I don't know, is he my brother-in-law? I don't know. Like, so my brother's wife's brother-in-law and his wife obviously lived there running a restaurant, making money off that boomtown that was Perth. And I don't think the world economy's kept sort of in the same place, right? Right. Perth's not a boomtown like it was back then. At least not as far as I know. I'm not really a financial wizard anymore, but I think that explains a lot about the ticket sales and whatnot, and what kind of town it is, and what people are excited to be there, and everything. In fact, I remember they were trying to get me to come there and run like MMA or boxing boot camps during that time because the miners and all the people out there would have loved that kind of thing. But whatever. The bottom line is Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes. I think it's still a really fun main event. Dominic Reyes' comeback story is what we love about fighting. And it's what I really believe about fighting. Listen, man, you can get KO'd 4 or 5 times, knocked out cold, but it doesn't mean you're a bad fighter, right? Like circumstances, like fights change, right? Ulberg, I happen to like him as a fighter. I do not think he beat Jan Blachowicz. I think Jan has a very weird style that is confusing for the judges, right? He makes it like a really close fight. I thought he won the fight. Like I thought he beat Alex Pereira too, but the judges simply did not agree. And what can you do? I guess maybe I'm missing something, or I see something in him they don't. But the rest of the fight card's fine. Jimmy Crute, Jack Matthews. It's going to be a Australian card, and what they have proven, the Australians, with Jack Magdalena and everybody else from their country, whether you're talking about Robert Whitaker, whether you're talking about Israel Adesanya, transplants or whatever, it is a fighting culture, and it is a fun fighting culture, and they are absolute animals. I happen to think Canada has the same little thing with George St. Pierre and all those guys. They haven't hit it big lately, but I think they'll make a comeback for it. But either way, look, I think it's a cool card. They fight their hearts out. And I hate to make this comparison because I don't want people to get mad. It's a little like women's MMA. Every time a women's MMA gets in there, they fight their hearts out. Every time an Australian gets in there, I know they're going to fight their hearts out. And that's kind of why we watch fighting, right? Like we don't watch it for that boring, slow fight that nobody likes, right? I want them walking out on that plank and swinging for the fences and seeing how it'll go. And I still think the card's going to be like that, even if they're not selling tickets, even if there's been a lot of cancellations. I am upset my boy Tafa's not going to be there. I love watching him fight. Everybody like and follow for more on the Fight Game.